Okay. Is this working? Are we live? Maybe. Okay, I think this is working. Is my mic on? Okay. Okay, now I think my mic's on, hopefully. Why can't I hear this? No mic? Okay, how about now? Sorry, this is like gonna take a minute to figure out. Okay. Okay, now I think my mic's on, hopefully. I also don't know how delayed this is on my end. I hear this. No mic? Okay, how about now? Now it's good, right? This is like gonna take a minute to figure out. Now it's okay? Okay, cool. Okay, now my mic's on, hopefully. Now you guys are just hearing me talk to myself. Sorry. Okay, cool. So today I want to try Laravel. So this is something that I've tried in the past a little bit, but not super in depth. Like I've built stuff with it sort of like years ago, but I haven't really done that much with it in a long time. So yeah, I want to try it. I think it'll be pretty fun. I'm also doing this on my Windows computer. So I'm going to be trying to stream more and stuff, but I do not have anything set up. So we will probably have to set up some things. So this stream might be a little bit scuffed, or we might have to take some time to do stuff originally, but that's kind of okay. The other thing too is I want to figure out how to play music, or not how to play music. I know how to play music, but I want to find a playlist or something that I can actually play. But I think there's like copyright restrictions and stuff. And I went to Twitter because there's a few different things that I've tweeted to ask streaming friends for like where they get their music to listen to. But it seems like some of the things are not existing anymore. Or maybe this does, but this is Spotify, which I don't have. So we will see, but we'll figure it out. Copy strike in YouTube, play non-copyright songs. I'm assuming that means NCS. Yeah, if you have any recommendations, feel free to drop them or just like tell me what they are and I can pull them up. But yeah, I feel like everyone just listens to like lo-fi beats and stuff. But again, I don't really know what is copyrighted, what isn't, and whatever. So I don't want to mess anything up really, since this is sort of my first time doing this stuff. And yeah, as we go, if you guys have questions or, have anything to ask, etc., feel free, to jump in and type a question. I'll see. Okay, so the PHP framework for web artisans. Laravel is a web application framework with expressive, elegant syntax. We've already laid the foundation, freeing you to create without sweating the small things. So let's get started. And hopefully this is like big enough for everyone to see, but I'll increase it just in case. Okay, Laravel is a web application framework with expressive, elegant syntax. A web framework provides a structure and starting point for creating your application, allowing you to focus on creating things. Something amazing while we sweat the details. Laravel strives to provide an amazing developer experience while providing powerful features such as thorough dependency injection and expressive database abstraction layer, queues and scheduled jobs, units and integration testing, and more. There's an NTS YouTube channel. In YouTube, play whatever you like from it. Okay, let's see. No copyright sounds. I see. Okay. Chill mood. How about that? I miss the family I used to have. Okay, interesting. Everything's so different now. Sitting by the fire as we'd watch the flames burn. I kind of want something that doesn't have words, maybe. I miss the days I wasn't afraid. Now I always hands on my face. I learned to cope with the pain. I know that people think I'm trying to get attention. Let's see. I'm just gonna turn down the volume for now. I'm assuming you guys can hear this too, right? Because there's desktop noise, hopefully. Instrumental indie house. Maybe this will be good, actually. Okay, yeah, this should probably be fine. Okay, cool. So let's keep going. Whether you're new to PHP web frameworks or have years of experience, Laravel is a framework that you can grow with. It'll help you take your first steps as a web developer and give you a boost as you take your expertise to the next level. We can't wait to see what you build. All right, so why would we use Laravel? There's a variety of tools and frameworks available to you when building a web application. However, we believe Laravel is the best choice for building modern, full-stack web applications. Whoa. I'm just going to tell people on Twitter, too, that I'm trying to learn Laravel. Okay. Hopefully that works fine. Can you pop out the chat? Oh, you can. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. We like to call Laravel a progressive framework. By that we mean that Laravel grows with you. If you're just taking your first steps in web development, Laravel's vast library documentation, guides, and video tutorials will help you learn the ropes without becoming overwhelmed. If you're a senior developer, Laravel gives you robust tools for dependency injection, unit tests, queues, real-time events, and more. Laravel is fine-tuned for building professional web applications and ready to handle enterprise workloads. A scalable framework. Why are you learning Laravel? For personal interest or some technology at Google? I'm just learning it for fun. I think one of my goals next year, honestly, is just going to be to build more stuff. I feel like there have been times where I don't really want to build things because I just feel like my whole life is stuff with coding because, you know, I'm doing it at work, and then content creation isn't always directly writing code necessarily, but it's related to coding, right? It's related to engineering. But I feel like if I just treat it as a thing I do for fun and I don't put pressure on myself and I just, I stream and hang out with you guys and build stuff and there's no expectations, I think it'll be fun. And I think it'll become a thing that I want to do more and that I look forward to doing. I think right now it feels like I don't want to do it because I already do so much of it 9 to 5, and then it feels like there's a weird pressure sometimes, the stuff you build has to be good. But I kind of want to just treat it as I just want to learn stuff, and some of the things I learn will be fun, and I'll probably want to keep doing it. And I've used Laravel years ago in the past, so I haven't done it in a long time, and I wasn't super good at it by any means. And it seems like a pretty cool framework to try. I see a couple other devs in the community trying it. Tej is trying Laravel right now, if you guys know Tej. And I feel like that is kind of just a fun thing to try. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But again, I have nothing set up on this computer, so I will also need to go through all my environment setup and stuff. But if there's things that you guys are interested in seeing me do, or I don't know, let me know. Maybe we could do that too. Okay, Laravel is incredibly scalable. What's up, John? How's it going, man? I was watching your video on the stuff with Theo's tweet about open source. I have to finish it, but I saw the very beginning of it. Okay, Laravel is incredibly scalable thanks to scaling friendly nature of PHP. Laravel's built-in support for fast distributed cache systems like Redis, horizontal scaling. Laravel is a breeze. In fact, Laravel applications have easily scaled to handle hundreds of millions of requests per month. Sorry. All right. Need extreme scaling? No, we have no users, nothing. Platforms like Laravel Vapor allow you to run your Laravel application at near limitless scale on AWS's latest serverless technology. Laravel combines the best packages in PHP ecosystem to offer the most robust and developer-friendly framework available. In addition, thousands of talented developers from around the world will contribute to the framework. Who knows, maybe you'll become a Laravel contributor? I doubt it. Okay, so this is the initial stuff we need to do. Hello, Kevin from India. What's up, Dips? I'm only doing reaction content now. Yeah, it's kind of funny, John. I feel like there's been a lot of reaction content. And I don't know. I don't mind it. It's just kind of interesting. It feels weird to me because I think it's like it's not a thing that is like a known thing to do in tech. But I think it's cool because I think Prime started doing it and he's probably the one who's like leading the wave, and now it seems like other people are doing it. Melky's made a video or two, I think, reacting to stuff. So it's kind of cool to see. But I am curious, like, if people will keep doing it. Music is a bop. Thanks, John. I just found a random playlist from someone else here. But yeah, it's pretty good. Not bad. Okay. So after you've installed PHP Composer, you may create a new Laravel project via Composer. So I don't think we have any of these things. So before creating your first Laravel project, make sure that your machine has PHP and Composer installed. So git bash, I think, is what we use, right? Didn't I make a thing? Okay. It's just so easy. Yeah, and I also, it's kind of interesting, right? Like, I think when you make content too, people want to hear like what you have to say. So even though other people have different opinions and stuff, they want to know what you think of those people's opinions, so it kind of works. I do like it because, and even streaming, like I think this is gonna be a goal for me in the next year, is to just go live and not really have expectations of like what I do. Because I think if I just go live, it'll make me do stuff that's productive and it'll make me make content. And I think it's the most authentic, right? There's no editing, there's no scripting. You know, you just have to talk and entertain and do whatever you're doing. So I will hopefully get very into this, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So we'll sort of see how it goes. Okay, so Composer is right, the dependency manager for PHP. So let's download this. Windows installer. Okay, let's download and install this. Okay, let's just choose the command line PHP you want to use. Maybe it's easier to do all this on the command line. Do we have PHP? No, so install PHP Windows 10. I'm not disabling the ad blocker, sorry. Okay. Windows downloads. We want the thread safe version. Is that what it's saying? Zip. Laravel's great. It's sad that it's not as mainstream as the JavaScript stuff. Yeah, I know. It's kind of interesting to me because I feel like, who cares? I think it's one of the weirdest things in the whole entire developer community where people like, I don't know, they just have such opinions. I have no opinions. I don't care at all. Like what I learn or use or do. Maybe that's because I haven't used any really horrible technologies and things, but I just don't care. I don't care what language I use. I don't really care what frameworks I use and that sort of a thing. So, but some people like really care, like really care. And I'm just not one of those people at all. I'll pretty much use whatever language or framework. And I feel like Laravel is really great. I remember from when I was using it like years ago, basically, that it was super convenient. It was really powerful. It supported a lot of stuff out of the box. I don't really care that PHP is PHP. King of Twitter. Yeah, it's pretty funny, Mike. Twitter's very fun to troll on. Yeah, so I don't know. I just am not one of those people who's gonna like die on the hill for like a specific language or framework. I don't care enough. And I don't understand why so many people do. I don't know. If I had to work in something really, really horrible, I might have different opinions. But I've worked in Java. I worked in PHP as well. My first job. I did React. I did a lot of JavaScript. I did a lot of JavaScript mostly at Amazon and at my first job. I use Groovy, which is like it's like Java but Ruby on Railsy sort of. I've done Objective-C in my current job. I've done a lot of Java in my current job. I just don't care. I don't know. I'm also not someone who's like tried or used like ridiculous amounts of different languages and stuff. So I also just, I don't know. I don't have tons and tons of experience, I guess, relative to other people for like what is a good language and stuff. Okay. This is already unzipped, right? You get the extracted folder. Now copy the extracted folder, paste the copy folder into my programs file. Can't I just like curl install PHP? Windows. Open this in a browser. This sounds terrifying. Selecting your operating system. What is this? Windows 64-bit. Oh, I guess I do just need to copy this, is what they're saying too. Now paste the copy folder. Which folder is this? They saying the whole thing? Done much Kotlin? It's basically the only Java derivative that's clicked for me. I've never done Kotlin. I know people who love Kotlin. I've never used it personally. Again, it's one of those things, John, where like I just find sort of what works or what I have experience in, and I don't really stray from it that much. Like I probably know Java the best, I would assume, at least for backend languages, and I guess JavaScript for like front-endy stuff. But again, it's been a long time since I've like actually written a ton of JavaScript. All this stuff is plug and play though, right? Like who cares? Not that you care or anything, or but I don't know. I feel like languages change. Like there's a reason why new languages come out and people adopt them or don't. And I don't know. I don't really care that much to try new languages. This wants me to take this entire folder, I guess. And paste this where? In your Windows drive in the programs folder. Okay. Which drive should this go on? This PC. I guess I'll put it in here. No, I mean, I don't know. I guess let's put it in here. Okay. Now the permission window appears to paste it. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Copy the address of the folder in the programs file. This would be so much easier if I just did this all on OS X, but is Kotlin good versus JS? I don't know. John, tell us, please. I don't even know what good is anymore. Yeah. I feel like I just don't care. I don't get why. I honestly don't get why people care so much. That's my confusion with it. Because why? Why do you care? They're all just different languages. Okay. Why is this so complicated? Like, what is this? Why can't I just have PHP installed? This whole stream is just gonna be me installing PHP. Actually, can I do this because I'm using git bash? I hope. Will this work? Oh my gosh. Sudo command not found. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna hate this. What is this? What I just want PHP, and I can't believe I'm saying those words. Okay, let's see if we can do it from here. Git bash sudo command not found. I think I tried this before. Guess whatever your boss tells you is good. Yeah, I just do what the boss tells me. I don't really care otherwise. I really hate this. I don't know how people write code on Windows. This feels so painful. I feel like always setting up any environment though really sucks. Curl executable. This I already did. I mean, even if I try it now, right, nothing happens. PHP version. Nope. Okay. Try to download and paste bin path to environment variables. Yeah, this is kind of what this is saying. I don't, like, why? Why is this so annoying? All right, let's keep going, I guess, with it and see if it does anything. So we were here, and I want to take this path. Copy address, does that give me the right thing? Yes, okay. Edit the system and environment variables. Environment variables. Now go to system variables path option and click on path. Okay, this is my path variable. Now click next key. Okay, click new. Paste a new address. Okay. Click OK. Click on OK again. Okay, let's see if it even exists here. PHP. No. I have a feeling that I might need to add it to my C program files. I have 2 hard drives. So let's try adding it to the other one as well. Continue. Okay. So let's do the same thing again. Copy address. What did we say? Edit environment. Things. Go to path. Didn't I just do this? Or is it? Wait, which one were they on? System variables, path. Why is this not opening? User variables. I don't understand. Why won't this open now? Okay. Let's get out of Composer for now. Edit environment variables. Isn't this the same thing that they're doing? Edit the system environment variables. That's what we just did, right? Just to prove I'm not insane. Okay, and then we click environment variables. And then stop yelling at me. Now go to system variables. Okay, and go to path. I don't know why it opens now, but cool. Okay, new. Nope, that is not what we want anymore. Copy address. New. Boom. Okay. What did they want me to open? Command prompt or something? PHPV. Why? Now your PHP is installed on your computer. You're lying. Let's close this and try this too. Git bash PHPV. No. Restart terminal, man. I did. I mean, I did both the things. It's not open. PHPV, PHP version. Nothing. Yeah, that doesn't work, buddy. Wait. Actually, where am I? I'm in slash. Maybe that's why. What is in slash? Or do I have to? Like, do I have to put it under my user or something? I don't know why this would be like this. Which program files did they put it under? Yeah, just normal program files. Yeah, that I have. I don't really understand why this is happening. I already hate coding on Windows. I literally can't even code on Windows, apparently. Okay, so why? Why does it say this? It's lying. It's not true. It's not in that program files. This is unzipped, right? Yep. Okay, so why? Do we just try a different way? Didn't we already try this one? Non-thread save. This is thread save. How would you want non-thread save? This is a zip, but aren't we just gonna have the same exact problem again? Yeah, I already downloaded this. Install git bash install PHP. Let's see. Install PHP and git bash. Let's see what this says. Are these upvotes or clicks or something? Okay, command line PHP on Microsoft Windows. This section contains notes and hints specific to getting PHP running from the command line for Windows. You should read the manual installation steps first. This is so annoying. Why is this so complicated? Also, is that all the music in this playlist? There's like 9 songs or something. Oh my gosh, I have too many tabs. This is this. Okay, I literally don't, I lost it. I don't know where it went. Why? Why is this so annoying? I hate this. I don't know, like, why is that even relevant to what I'm trying to do? Getting PHP to run from the command line can be performed without making any changes to Windows. I don't believe you. But there's some easy steps that can be followed to make this simpler. What is this? It's like pre-installed with Windows. Maybe the key is to not code on Windows. I really thought this was going to become, I thought this was going to be so easy. Install PHP Windows 10 git bash. I did this, okay. This is interesting too. So command prompt phpv. This still doesn't work for me. And I put it in local drive. This PC, C, program files. Wait, why did this say this is compressed? Compress folder tools, wait. Click on downloads. This, okay, this is extracted. Is it not? Okay. Let's try this. Let's delete this from here. Downloads, boom. Extract all. I don't know if that really... Okay, so supposedly this is extracted now. Which I assume would mean that this is in here. Where did it just extract it to? Extract all. Oh, it's extracted to downloads. Okay, so now this is it. Supposedly. So now let's copy it into here. Paste. Continue. Okay, now let's try this again. Take this. Copy the address. Edit. And path. Why does it sometimes not work? We extracted it, pasted it. This is where I'm going, is it not? Okay. I think it's a screen before, maybe. Now let's try path. Now it works. So let's delete this one, and let's delete this one. Let's add a new one. This should be the supposedly extracted one now. Okay. Now it says to open the command prompt. Oh my gosh, we have PHP. So I thought it was already extracted automatically, and it wasn't. PHP. Okay. Thank goodness. Okay, we have PHP. We are making progress. Now let's go back here. Before creating your Laravel project, make sure your local machine has PHP and Composer. So we have PHP. Now we need Composer. I already downloaded this. Install for all. Yes, everyone gets it. Next. Oh my gosh, we could choose PHP. Thank goodness. Use a proxy server to connect to the internet? Nah. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Oh wait, it told me to actually read this. Important, you must open a new command window to use Composer for the first time because your environment has changed. Yes, okay. Right. Last resort, restart, please no. View, sure, let's view online docs, why not? I love the little logo, it's so cool. It's pretty sweet. Okay, so now let's close Git Bash before I forget. And hopefully now we actually have it. So now, if you're developing on a Mac, PHP and Composer can be installed in minutes, yeah, or hours on Windows. After installing PHP and Composer, you may create a new Laravel project via Composer's create project command. Let's see if we can do this. Git Bash, change directory desktop code. Okay, cool. We're there. And then we want to say Composer create project Laravel example app. Oh my gosh, it's working. That felt horrible, but it actually wasn't that bad, I guess, really. Or maybe it is. Your requirements cannot be resolved. That's nice. Laravel framework. What is this saying? Okay, verify that they're in your INI files. Okay, let's just ignore platform rec equals ext file info. Oh, because it's here. Okay. Okay, we have something. That's exciting. Now we can actually start writing Laravel, I presume, but I need a what's it called? I guess I'll get VS Code for now for Windows. I don't like VS Code, but I have to use it at work basically. But I still don't like it. Now this is downloading. Let's open this. I accept the agreement. I read the whole thing. I'm afraid to put things on my other hard drive since stuff is seemingly on my C drive. don't create a start menu folder. Yes, please add it to path. Okay. We might be actually getting somewhere, maybe. I'm not sure, but it is technically possible. Oh, my chat is not reloading, so I'm missing things. What's Laravel? Chocolatey pipe dream like a spring for PHP. Yeah, Laravel is like a web framework, basically. So it gives you like a bunch of niceties and stuff out of the box, is my understanding. But if anyone knows more, obviously feel free to chime in. Whoa. I think this is fine. Welcome. Thank you. Okay, let's restart this. Git bash. Example app code. Let's open it. I want to see if it will. Oh, it will. Sweet. Okay. Sweet. Yes, I trust all these authors. Okay. Now we're cooking. Okay. So now we need to look at the docs again. Let's get this out of here. Okay. Goodbye. Okay, this is Composer. I don't want to read you right now. Okay, creating Laravel project. Boom. We have a Laravel project. Once the project has been created, start Laravel's local development server using Laravel artisan serve command. So we cd'd into it PHP artisan serve. No, not server, serve. Oh no, that's not good. What does this say? Failed to open stream, no such file or directory. Is it like, do I have to do Laravel artisan serve? Why does the command line do that? What was the command I ran? PHP artisan serve, and I'm in failed to open stream, no such file or directory. Laravel help. Laravel help. Didn't I had to do some weird thing when I created this project, right? Create project. Laravel. Why did I have to do that? Okay. Interesting. So I'm in the thing, right? Example app. That's what this is. World record egg, hello. What's going on? Also, can you guys see this? Is this big enough? I can't tell. So these are our files. What is artisan? This is an executable, I'm assuming. PHP Laravel artisan serve. Cannot open input file. Okay, isn't this what I'm doing? PHP artisan serve. What does this mean? No such file or directory artisan. Okay, now copy paste in here. Okay, let's try looking for this. Lara or artisan. Failed to open stream. I'm just trying to learn Laravel PHP, and the following guides and tutorials led me to run a server. I took the steps, installed Laravel in Composer, adding it to path. That should have done it automatically, I think. Creating a project, changing the directory. Yes, okay, so they are getting seemingly the same thing. You forgot to add the vendor folder into your project directory? You've done everything correctly except you forget to add the vendor folder into your project directory. Inside the project directory from the terminal will solve your problem. Oh, is this like I didn't install my dependencies basically? Maybe. You thought I was playing guitar? YouTube somehow recommended me this channel. Well, thanks for clicking on the video, Bayram. Wait, you thought I was playing guitar based on the way you're holding the keyboard? How can you see? Like, you can't even see my keyboard. Your requirements cannot be resolved to an installable set of packages. What did they want me to remove? Composer JSON? No. This is some other thing we saw, didn't we? Problem 1. Your requirements cannot be resolved to an installable set of packages. Require PHP. Oh gosh. Oh, I hate this. Is missing in your system. To enable extensions that are, you can also run PHP ini in a terminal to see which files are used. Let's see what that shows us. Okay, this is my configuration file. Interesting, good to know. What's Laravel? Laravel is like a web framework, basically. So we're trying to learn about this web framework and like eventually build things in it, but I'm assuming that is not going to be today the way that things are going right now, but we will see. Composer update. No, it does not. It does not like this. Composer install, but I'm assuming that's what the I for Composer I is. No Composer lock file present. Updating dependencies to latest instead of installing from lock file. Okay. Same problem. Your requirements cannot be resolved to an installable set of packages. This is like all horrible dependency issues. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, no problem there. Okay, all the solutions work if the dependencies have been downloaded. I ran into a similar issue with Composer update. It didn't work because the files dependency were misleading. Okay, so I think this is maybe what I have run into. I figured out that I required Laravel in my project like so. I figured out that I required Laravel in my project like so, and so the above solutions wouldn't work. So I ran Composer help. Composer help. Let's see what it tells us. What does Composer U do? I don't see a U flag. And it led me to use Composer U. What is Composer U PHP? Backend dev, 4 years of experience. I got to learn front end. Any tips on where to start? Angular JS. I mean, I feel like if you're learning like JavaScripty stuff, make sure that you understand like HTML first, because JavaScript will use that essentially in JSX. But honestly, like it's kind of like anything else. You just got to start. That's also what I'm telling myself with Laravel. I'm having, a good time with you all, but it is a little painful. There's a lot of friction to getting started. I think this is a perfect example, but the most important thing is that you just start doing stuff. Just start literally Googling things, start reading about HTML, start reading about Angular. Angular definitely has docs on how to get started. I'm sure JavaScript does too. So just start. You know, it's like anything else. Like when you started backend development, I bet that was a different thing, and that might have been an interesting challenge. But now you have 4 years of experience in it. So just start doing stuff. I don't like it when people say that there's like a right place to start or there's a perfect roadmap, because I don't think it's true. I think the thing that stops most people from doing anything is just starting, honestly. So just start reading docs. That's what I would say. What's up, Piyush? How are you? Thanks for coming and checking in. Okay, so let's try Composer U and see what it does, even though I don't know. I guess it's updating. So what is this saying? Why Laravel, Martin? Literally just because I want to try it. I feel like I've been seeing people try it in the community. It seems fun. I used it like years ago. I built some stuff in it. And I don't know. It just seemed pretty fun. I liked it back then. I think it'd be fun to try again now. I do think it's pretty powerful. It's funny because everyone seems to hate PHP. Yeah, no problem, SN. But yeah, I feel like everyone hates PHP, but I have not hated it. I used it at my first job. It's fine. I also am not someone who has strong opinions, though. I don't really care that much. I feel like the strangest language or most annoying language maybe that I've used is Objective-C, but just because it is very, like, verbose. Piyush, I already said hi. You don't have to keep saying hi. Hey, hello, Piyush. Okay. So something is going horribly wrong. This is problem 1. Okay, let's just try Googling this. Laravel. Or this is really PHP artisan serve, I think, is what happens when we do that. Okay, let's... I don't know which one we should start with. Why didn't you choose a coder girlfriend? What does that mean, Chinmoy? Why didn't you choose a coder girlfriend? That is interesting. Run this command. I'm going to blindly run this command. Why can I not copy and paste out of stuff like this? I hate this. Why does it do that? Oh my gosh. Composer, install, ignore, platform, depths, rex. Okay, something's happening. Hopefully it's something good. Oh gosh, okay. Okay. Let's see if this gets us to where we want to go. Also, can you, like, is the stream fine? Do you guys have any suggestions for the quality or, like, you know, anything that looks bad or can be improved with the stream right now? If you do, feel free to tell me. I don't know. I'm trying a green screen, see how that is, I guess, just so I don't take up more room. On a David Goggins leak code grind for Walmart? Any tips? Oh, I sorry, I really did not understand that sentence, and now I get what you're saying. Literally just do a little bit every day. I think people like overestimate like what you have to do. You just have to do the work. And so I remember when I was studying for interviews a lot, I literally would just tell myself, do 5 problems a day. And if I could do 5 problems every single day, I knew I'd get better. You just have to practice. And so if I was able to do my problems in like an hour, I would just be done. If it took me 5 hours, I'd be done after 5 hours. But as long as I knew every day I was going to do a little bit, it makes a huge difference. And again, that's like the stuff that I'm going to be trying to do next year, I think. I'm going to try and hold myself accountable to just doing things, like building stuff, making things, streaming, making content, and not putting so much pressure on myself to like make the perfect thing. Just make shit. Just if I just make stuff, it'll be fine. It'll work out. And so same thing for you. Just do stuff every day. And make sure that when you do your stuff and you do practice your problems and stuff, like really commit yourself to it and focus. Don't like mess around. Don't look at your phone. Make sure that you're trying to like do serious, focused, deep work. And I guarantee you, Marvin, like even if you did that for a week later, you would literally feel like that much more prepared. But yeah, feel free to ask more questions if you have any, and good luck on your interview. I think you can do Control-Shift-V. Okay, let's see if that works. Doesn't seem to for me, but thanks for trying. Nikki, hello, Nicholas. How are you? I have been meaning to return your phone calls, but as you know, I'm terrible with my phone. Why didn't you choose regular milk over chocolate milk for your breakfast? I have been drinking a lot of chocolate milk recently. It is part of my regimen now, I guess you could say. Does this work now? No, that looks very bad. Okay. PHP artisan serve. What does this say now? Oh my gosh, it does work. Okay, I don't know why that didn't work. Did I type something wrong before? I don't even care. Okay, let's look at our beautiful web server. 127.0.0.1 8,000. Oh gosh. Oh, it's so bad. No application encryption key has been specified. Why is this so complicated? Generate your application encryption key using this. Why? What do I need that for? And I can't copy and paste it. PHP, whatever. No, it's not gonna work. PHP artisan key generate. Okay, let's start it again. Oh my gosh, we have PHP running, or Laravel. We have our application running. That's amazing. What to do when you're too anxious just because you cannot fix a bug and spend more than like 3 days in it? Okay, so this is something that I used to struggle with in my, I guess, first couple jobs maybe. And I guess I would give you two pieces of advice. The first thing I would do, and something that really helped me, is you're assuming that 3 days maybe is too much time, or that you're not moving fast enough if you can't solve this specific bug in 3 days. But that might be totally untrue. Whoever gave you this bug might be expecting you to work on it for 2 weeks, or they might be thinking that they have no idea how long it will take to solve. So it's only a problem if your expectations and someone else's expectations don't match. So what I would recommend that you do, and what I would try to do earlier in my career, and even now, I like to set expectations. So when someone says, here's something that you want, that I'm supposed to own, or that I'm supposed to deliver or work on, especially if I don't have context into what the thing is already, I will ask people, what is your expectation? Or how long do you think this will take me? Because I think that allows me to do, first, one thing is that it lets me know what their expectations are, and I can then adjust my own expectations. I might be thinking this is going to take me 3 days, and they're thinking it's going to take me a week. And then I would have been making myself feel stressed for no reason, right? They have even more lax expectations than I do on myself. And the other thing it lets me do is if I say, how long do you think this will take me? And they say 3 days, then it allows me to basically say, okay, great. If I am stuck after 3 days, is it okay if I ask you for help? And they will say yes. Or they can't say no, because that's insane. Like, they are also responsible for helping deliver things, and that's their job to try and help you. But don't wait, don't just sit on your hands and wait. If you need help, ask people for help. I think that's one of the things that people who are more junior don't understand. People don't want you to sit there doing nothing. It's not a waste. It's not a good use of your time. It's not a good use of the company's time that you're working for. So you really should have dialogue with people. If you're stuck on something and you're spinning your wheels, ask people for help, whether it's that person who gave you the bug or other people on your team. The only thing that I think actually matters is that you tell people what you did. What people don't like is when you just are stuck for 10 minutes and then you ask someone for the answer or ask someone to do something for you. What I like to do is I like to time box how long I can be stuck on something. So maybe I give myself an hour or a day. It depends on the task and how complicated it is. But I like to say I'm giving myself X amount of time. And then if I cannot figure something out, or if I cannot move forward after that amount of time, that's when I'll actually go and ask someone for help. So that way I can tell them I've spent this much time if I think it's necessary to. But more importantly, I'll tell them, here's 3 things I've already tried. Here's 5 things I've tried. Here's 2 things that I did, and this is what happened when I did them, or why it continues to not work, or the next thing that I got to. Even if you make some progress, you can kind of tell them the progress that you've made. But it shows them, importantly, that you're thinking about it and you're trying. You're not just coming to someone else to give you the answer. But I feel you. That was I feel like, Nick, you'll remember that. I used to feel so stressed, especially early in my career, about if I'm moving fast enough, if I'm doing a good job. And now I don't care as much. I think part of it is because I know that I can do a good job in the things that I'm doing, because I have experience and I have things that I can look back and see that I've done that prove to me, that I can have the confidence to do a good job in the things that I do. But also, I think you'll just learn, jobs are jobs sometimes. So don't, it's not the end of the world. Don't stress yourself out too much. You just joined. What stage are we in learning Laravel? So kind of the beginning, but kind of refreshing myself at the same time, because I did use Laravel like 4 years ago or something, but I haven't really dealt with it much recently. So we are literally, I've never done it on Windows. So this literally hour or something that I've been streaming has just been to try to get Laravel up and running. And now it is, which is good. So now we have a web server running. So now we can actually start probably diving into doing the thing, which is great. Google continues to lay off thousands. Wow. Should beginners quit learning to code? I don't think so at all. The truth is, like, there's always going to be ups and downs in the market. There's always going to be times where companies are hiring or trimming their workforce. And now I think unfortunately, it's not the same, right? It's not the same market that we had a couple of years ago during COVID and coming out of COVID. And that's the reality of it. I think a lot of companies overhired during COVID, and they've admitted to that and talked about that. But, there are companies who are hiring for sure. There are companies who are laying off, and that will be true until the end of time. There will always be companies that are hiring. There will always be companies that are laying people off. It does suck though that, like, especially this past year, it's been done in mass at a handful of different companies, especially larger companies, because I think larger companies sort of dictate the state of the field. And it does not feel good to see really big companies laying off a bunch of people. And, that's never a good look. It never feels good. There's people, obviously, who are really behind those numbers, and it sucks. But it is unfortunately part of a job, or it's a part of a business. They have their bottom line. So it's hard. But it's not, learning the code I don't think is going anywhere. I really don't. I think it's a fun skill to learn. I think it's a very valuable skill. It's lucrative. It can be applied to every single field nowadays. So I definitely recommend learning the code. Those types of bugs suck. Yes, they are the worst. Those are my least favorite bugs. When you are just stuck and you literally are like banging your head against the wall for I've had things like that where it's been like weeks at a time. So it's hard. Imposter syndrome to the max. Yes, Nick, that was me. I had very hard imposter syndrome. How hard is it to get a sweet job in New York City? Is my dream to live there. You could do it, SN, for sure. Just put in the time, put in the work. And applying to companies, it's a numbers game. Like, just keep applying, keep interviewing, keep figuring out like where you're getting stuck at in the process, and then, tweak and adjust and get better at that specific part of the process. I'll know people, or people will tell me like, how do I get past interviews, or how do I get better at interviewing, but they're not even getting interviews. And I'm like, you shouldn't focus on interviewing yet. If you can't get an interview, it doesn't matter. Work on your resume and your network and your application process and stuff. It's hard for me to say exactly how hard it is. I had a hard time getting my first job in New York out of college. I got it the day before I graduated, literally the night before my graduation, which is kind of funny. But you could totally do it. Like, if I could do it, you could do it. You could do it for sure. And if it's your dream, like, do it. You can totally do it. Okay. We have a Laravel project. We are serving our Laravel project. You have started the artisan development server. Your application will be accessible here. True. Next, start taking on your next steps into the Laravel ecosystem. Of course, you may also want to configure a database. We have not configured a database. This is going to be a whole other thing of pain, probably. I guess let's just keep going down the page here. Okay. If you'd like a head start when developing your Laravel application, consider using one of our starter kits. We're not going to do that for now. All the configuration files for the Laravel framework are stored in the config directory. That is nice and explanatory. I love that. So let's take a quick peek in here. Config. App, auth, broadcasting, cache, database, hashing, logging, queue, services. Okay, cool. Each option is documented, so feel free to look through the files and get familiar with the options available to you. Cool. Okay, I will. Thanks. Laravel needs almost no additional configuration out of the box. You're free to get started developing. However, you may wish to review the config app.php file. and its documentation contains several options such as time zone and locale that you may wish to change according to your application. So we have an app name, an environment, right? Cool. Debug mode. Okay, our URL for the application, time zone, locale, like they said. Okay, cool. A lot of config stuff, which makes sense because it's in config. As a software engineer, do you think data structure and algorithms helps you in your day-to-day tasks at work? I think this might be controversial. I think data structures and algorithms is very helpful for your thinking, for how you approach problems and how you break down things. And then even I think it's a good way to show that you can write like clean, coherent, readable, maintainable, modular code. I think that is true. I believe that data structures and algorithms are helpful for those things. I don't think that data structures and algorithms, the way that they're applied in interviews, is directly applicable to what you will do at your day-to-day job. But I do think that the process for how you think about how to solve a problem, that I think is very applicable. How you decide what data structure to use and why. How you decide how to structure your code. Do you break it up into different functions? If you were to talk about how to test those things or different edge cases that your code might fail for or you would have to be aware of. I think those things are very applicable to how you approach tasks day to day. But I do not think that data structures and algorithms, the way that they're used during interviews now, is a direct reflection of what you will do day to day, because I don't think that is the reality of software engineering. What's your opinion on working remote versus in office? So I've done both. I am currently fully remote at my job, and I love it. I think it is amazing. I love having the flexibility. I love being in a different time zone so I could sleep in more if I want to some days. But with that being said, I really do also like being in the office with people. For me, it's a little bit different. So last year I was in New York. This year I'm not in New York. My girlfriend has a job for a year outside of New York, so I'm with her for the year, which is why I went fully remote. But even when I was in the New York office for my current job last year, it didn't make a difference to me personally because my entire team was in California. So either way, whether I'm working from here or I'm working from where I was in New York last year in Manhattan, it didn't make a difference. I was still looking at someone through a screen or looking through at my teammates through a screen. So it really didn't make much of a difference. So I also think that's one of the reasons why me being able to go remote was fine, because I'm already remote. It doesn't really matter. If I went into the New York office in Chelsea, all that it would do was let me get like free lunch or go to the gym there, or again, sit in some meeting room to then talk to people through a screen. So I do think that being in person is super valuable for like earlier in your career, like when you might need to tap people on the shoulder more often than not to get help. When you have a lot of questions with something, it's so much easier just to, walk up to someone at their desk or send them a message to see if they have a minute to chat or to grab a coffee to discuss a problem you're facing or something. That I think is super invaluable and is really, really helpful. But, for now, I love being remote. I think it's great. I do miss seeing people. I do miss being with my coworkers and teammates, but I do tend to go to California like once or twice a year to sort of see them, which is great. So I think earlier in a career, it's probably more helpful to be in an office with people and around people, because I think it'll help you learn faster and just ask for help if you're stuck, especially, probably the biggest thing. But, later on, I don't think it matters that much. Rust is being hyped big time. What are your thoughts? I don't really like to talk on things I don't really know. Rust is not a language I've tried. I've heard that it's pretty great for memory safety. And that's cool. My understanding is it's like C, like it's super low level, except it's like safer in terms of like memory allocation and deallocation and freeing memory and stuff. But I haven't used it. And then there's also like weird community stuff that I've seen some things on where they're like not super supportive of people using it, or when you talk about them or use their logo, there's like all these crazy hoops you have to jump through. But it sounds cool. Like, C is a language that's been out for more than 50 years. And I think the biggest problems that are caused by C are just you having to manually deal with memory, right? Like memory leaks or, random things that you should do, but you forget to, and it causes really weird bugs in software. So if Rust can abstract that away and still be super low level and fast like C, I think that's a win. What front-end framework do you usually use? I started my internship a few weeks ago. My project is using React, but it's not bad, but I prefer Angular. I've never used Angular, or I guess kind of now I've used it in my current job, but I have not used it extensively. I used React a lot more before when I was at Amazon, and my first job as well. I did a pretty good chunk of React. I think it is a little hard though, because like everything changes so fast in front end land. I feel there's like always new frameworks and technologies and stuff, and updates to existing frameworks and the conventions for how you do things and the standards. So it's kind of hard to keep up with. But I liked React, and that's probably what I would reach for off the shelf if I did front end stuff. How do you stay consistent and show up every day? Lost my consistency post-COVID and not been able to stay consistent anymore. Arian, yeah, sorry to hear that. It's kind of hard. It is hard to be consistent every day, and it's hard to, show up every day, especially when you don't feel like it. I think the first thing I would recommend is just start small. Like, don't have such crazy expectations of yourself. Just do a little bit. If you can literally do like one tiny thing, it can really jumpstart you doing more. So if you, for example, wanted to read more, right? Let's say that was your goal and you're having trouble being consistent with that. Just tell yourself, I will read for 60 seconds. Because to me, it's like, that's nothing. We could sit here for 60 seconds and no one would bat an eye. 60 seconds is nothing. You could totally do that. So just tell yourself you're going to do 60 seconds or the equivalent of like a very small task. And the chances are, after the 60 seconds, if you've gotten yourself to start, if you've already started reading and it's 60 seconds have passed, you're probably just going to read for a few more minutes. And so if you, I think, make the activation energy that you need to start a task be super low barrier to entry, super, super low, like telling yourself you're going to read for 60 seconds. And after that, you could stop if you want to, but you have to just do it for 60 seconds. It seems like it's such a low risk thing. It's like, fine, I could read for 60 seconds. And then you sort of trick yourself into starting. So that's sort of what I'm going to be trying to do with stuff like this, where I'm like, I'm not going to put tons of pressure on myself. I'm going to try to do some things and build stuff and learn and stream and make content. And some people will like it and some people won't, and that's fine. But I need to do things that are sustainable. And that's the same thing with you. Like if you do things that are just crazy unrealistic, or you have these insane unrealistic expectations of yourself, one, it's like impossible to succeed at because it's unrealistic. And two, you're just going to feel bad. Like you're just going to feel really bad that you're like not doing it. And I don't think that's fair. So set things that are realistic. Don't have like insane expectations. And if you do have, reasonable expectations and you're hitting them, then maybe you raise the bar and you don't read for 60 seconds every day. You read for 5 minutes, and 5 minutes is now the expectation. So yeah, good luck. I hope that helps. Okay. Yes, everything is config. We looked at this environment-based configuration. Since many of Laravel's configuration option values may vary depending on whether your application is running on your local machine or a production web server, many important configuration values are defined in the env file that exists at the root of your application. Do I know all the shortcuts in here? Env. Okay, so this is an example env. Right, so same stuff. App name, environment, debug, database connection, mail, server stuff, AWS key, classic. Okay, cool. Right, env should not be committed, obviously, for your source control, since everyone requires a different environment configuration. Furthermore, that's a security risk, obviously. Cool. Databases migrations. Now you've created a Laravel application. You probably want to store some data. I think we probably will. By default, your application's env configuration specifies that Laravel will be interacting with the MySQL database and access it via this port or domain. Okay. IP. If you do not want to install MySQL or Postgres on your local machine, you could use SQLite. What do we want to do? To get started, update your env configuration to use Laravel's SQLite database driver. I say let's just try. Why not? Pre-release snapshots. Command line shell source code. Okay, I think this is what we want. 64 bits. Okay, maybe we want all this then. Do we have to SQL diff SQLite 3 extract all? Sure. Do I need to do anything now with this? I hate using Windows so far, friends. This is not amazing. Okay. So this is, it just wants us to set this to, this is normal. I'd like to have Vim bindings, SQLite. Okay. Once you configure your SQLite database, you may run your application's database migrations. Let's see if this actually works. PHP Artisan migrate. Can I not open a new tab somehow? Are you serious? There's no... Come on. Command T does not, Control T is no. That's so sad. Okay, I just need another window, I guess. Bash. Okay. Desktop code. Example, PHP Artisan migrate. Oh gosh, okay. What is this error now? Cannot find driver. MySQL select table name is name. I'm assuming I don't actually have this set up correctly. Probably. Does it tell us other stuff that I need to do? If you do not want to install MySQL or Progress, SQLite. So I downloaded this. I extracted it. SQLite 3. It does not want me to run this apparently. Interesting. It does not trust SQLite 3, I guess. Huh. Badly done. Can I just get the normal SQLite maybe? PHP Artisan migrate? No. Let's see what Google says for this. PHP Artisan migrate. Like, why? Why is this? Why? Uncomment the extension PHP pdo MySQL DLL. They're using SQLite as well. Maybe we should just get MySQL. MySQL Windows 10 download. What's the difference? Community. Yo, what's good, Jason? How's it going, man? Happy holidays. How was seeing the family? You're back now, right? You're in New York again? Do you use ChatGPT? Yeah, I guess I do, Marvin. I just don't really think about it, honestly. Like, this is probably a great way to use ChatGPT. But I don't know. I think part of me is like stubborn too. Like, I want to be able to figure out stuff on my own. My knee-jerk reaction is that I don't want to just go to those tools. I want to think for myself first, and figure out like how to do stuff. And then if I'm really stuck, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's dumb. Maybe that's like me just being stubborn, but I like to at least try to figure it out. Thanks, Jason. Have a safe flight, buddy. I'm sure I'll chat with you once you land. Okay, so where did we go wrong? To get started, update your env config to use SQLite. That we did, right? SQLite. We ran this migration. This is just talking about migration, so we should probably read about that a little bit. If SQLite database does not exist for application, Laravel will ask you to create it, or if you'd like for it to be created. Database SQLite. So it looks like it, yeah. So it didn't run the migration, so I'm guessing that's why it's not there. Okay. Dude, your Java lead code helped me a lot. Thanks, Mohit. I'm happy to hear that, man. I hope it did. I'm glad to hear that it did. See, we're not on a Mac. We're not on a Mac, but I do wish we were. Maybe I imagine my MacBook Pro can handle streaming. On the M1 Pro Max chip or whatever. So maybe we'll try that in the future, because this is proving to be a little painful. I don't feel like setup is that annoying on Mac, but maybe it is, and I'm just not remembering correctly. Okay. But what the hell am I doing? Like, why do I always forget? Okay, so when we run this, we get this problem, which tells us, could not find the driver, connection MySQL. Okay, and I think it is maybe because of what people are saying here, like we have SQLite specified, and it's somehow defaulting to MySQL, I'm assuming. What is the difference? PHP pdo MySQL DLL. You can find your PHP ini file in the PHP folder where your stack server is installed. Okay. I don't think I have any of these things. What made you choose Laravel? A couple of people asked this already. It's kind of just that I know there's other people in the community trying it right now. I've used it in the past too. And I did like it in the past when I tried it. Like, this is like 4 years ago or something now at this point. But I built some stuff in it. I liked it. I thought it was powerful. I thought it was fun too. It really comes with like a lot of stuff out of the box. I kind of already knew PHP at least a little bit from my old job, my first job. But yeah, I thought it'd be like a kind of a fun thing to dive back into. There's a lot of support for it too. So I really liked it, and I think I'll like it again. I just need to get back on the horse, really. So we'll kind of see. We probably do have to wrap up the stream in like 5 minutes because I do have to go somewhere. But it would be really nice if I can get this done, at least this migration thing done. Before, but I don't know if that will really happen or not. But we can try. My internship is also at Amazon. There are a lot of engineers on my team who are strong with system design. Any advice on how to practically get strong at that? I think you could do two things really. I think the first thing you can do is actually just design systems. And so you can ask people on your team, or with even the work that you're going to own and the project that you'll have, I imagine during the summer, you will probably have to design something. You're going to be doing some kind of coding, and you need to understand how the code that you're going to write fits into the system at large, or where it fits in, or what part of the system you're affecting. And if you're going to make changes, almost always, I guess it depends on the size of the changes really, but you might need a design document. Or like if you're owning a project and you're going to work on something for 3 months, you probably will have to say, this is the thing I'm going to build. This is how I think we should build it. And then people will have discussions with you as to what they think. If you're making the right choices, or if you're not, maybe the ideas that they have. So I think it's kind of natural, but that's the first way. You just have to take a stab at it, and it's okay. Like, you're going to make mistakes. Everyone does. And that's how you learn. And that's how you learn from it. And that's why your teammates will give you feedback, and you want feedback. Tell people that you want feedback. And the second thing is read other design docs. I definitely know there's design docs available at Amazon. Amazon especially has a huge culture of reading documents. So much so that if there is a design meeting, you will literally have an hour for that meeting probably, if not more. And you literally take the first 30-ish minutes, maybe longer, depending on how long the design doc is, to just read the design. And that was one of my favorite things about Amazon, is that you would go to the meeting and there is a time built into the meeting where you are expected to just sit there and absorb the information that the author wrote. You're just expected to sit there and read the document. And I think that is one of the smartest things. I thought it was so helpful, because I think other times when I've been at companies where there are design reviews or meetings, or you do review someone else's design, it's hard to guarantee that everyone has come to that meeting having read the design super thoroughly. So if you could give people that time up front, and people join the meeting and then they read your design, everyone is heads down at the table or online, reading your design for the first 30 to 40 minutes of like focused reading, then that really allows for a super, super valuable in-depth discussion of all the things you're proposing, as opposed to like sort of like a half-baked discussion because some people have read it, some people haven't, other people have glanced at it. But yeah, read designs. That's the second way. Read designs if you're have access to that information, which I'm sure you will, and attend design review meetings. I remember at Amazon there were design reviews that I would just attend because I wanted to learn stuff. So I wouldn't even, be involved with what the design was, but I wanted to hear like principal engineers at Amazon give their thoughts on the design and critique it. And also I could see how people wrote their own designs, right? I could see the language that they would use. I could see how they wrote, like created like different sequence diagrams for requests and responses between services. I could see even the structure, right? The skeleton, the sections that they had. All of that kind of stuff is super, super valuable. So do those things. Take a stab at it, try it, read other people's design docs, and attend design review meetings if you can. Any resources for system design? I think part of it, again, Marvin, is like really just doing it. I think that's the first thing. If you have access to design resources at your job, like there are design docs that exist, read them. Sit in on meetings if that's possible. If not, there's a book called Designing Data Intensive Applications that I think is really good. I'll send a link here for you. Designing Data Intensive Applications. This is an affiliate link, so just a heads up. But this book was really great. This book will teach you a lot about scaling systems and like just different components that are involved. And I thought this is a really great read. It's pretty dense, but again, like it's really, really helpful. Some of it is kind of like, I don't want to say overkill, but again, some of these things really only apply to like super, super crazy large companies, right? Like if you're dealing with the utmost load and the craziest QPS for your services, and you need to like really, really squeeze out all the performance of your servers, et cetera, that's when things like this will really matter. But it's super invaluable information to know and to have. in books like this, you can always reread too, I think, because they're so dense. It's like you can go back and pick up new things every time or remind yourself of stuff. But yeah, I would definitely recommend reading this. And same thing, like if you read a chapter a day, that's plenty of information. But it'll give you a lot to think about. You kind of have to chew on this book, but it's a good one. I definitely recommend it. Okay. 4K Beats. Yo, what's good? What's going on, man? How are you? Thanks for stopping by. All right, Kevin, thanks. My internship is in Cape Town, so summer internships already started. I'm actually going to be writing a design doc sometime soon too. That's amazing, and that's so cool. You're in Cape Town. Thanks for coming and checking out the stream. And best of luck with the design doc. I'm sure it'll be great. Again, just do those things. Take a stab at it and ask for feedback. It's okay to make mistakes. People will help you learn. Read design docs that exist and sit in on the meetings if you can. It will really teach you a lot. I don't know, guys. I don't know if we're gonna. I don't think it's in the cards. This last part for today. We're still like crawling. You doing good, man? How about you? That's amazing. Happy you're doing well. 4K. I'm doing pretty good, dude. I can't complain. Happy to see you in here. No more Twitch streams? No, we'll have Twitch streams. I'm trying to just be more relaxed about streaming and not like put so much pressure on myself. So I kind of thought it'd be good like exposure therapy to stream to YouTube today, because it's like I feel like YouTube is, I'm known for making videos and not streaming and whatever. Like that's not the content that I do normally, but I just was like, I don't care. I'm going to stream. So I'm going to dual stream too, I think. I just need to set it up probably. But yeah, so I will definitely be streaming on Twitch as well. But this is so cool, man. I'm happy you're here. Thanks for coming and hanging out for a little bit. I'm probably going to end in a minute though, sadly, because I do have to go to the gym of all places. But to kind of recap, we are learning Laravel, and so far we are crawling, but that's okay because all things, have to start somewhere. Yeah, YouTube is definitely your main platform. Yeah, exactly. So, and to me, I was like, that's kind of a good thing. Like I will just stream. Some people like it. Some people hate it. Some people might subscribe. Other people might unsubscribe, and it's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal. If I just keep hanging out, making content, it will all work out. You've done C in the basics of C++. Which language I prefer, and from where should I learn? If YouTube, then which channel should I follow? As I was planning to learn Python. CS50 CS50 was a great course. I took it just because I wanted to see how, I think his name's David Mallon. Is that right? PHP unsubscribe. Yeah, for sure. I don't blame you. It's PHP. I'm basically asking for it. I took CS50 actually. Took it meaning like watch the videos because I was super curious how he taught. And I taught I learned Intro to CS a very specific way at NYU. And so I was curious to see how another teacher like him especially teaches it. And he's so good, man. I totally recommend, like, even if people have experience, like go watch that course. I think he's such a good teacher. He makes stuff so interesting. And I found specifically that he did such a good job of like teaching you something and building on it and making you understand why you go from A to B to C to D to E. And there's such like a consistent through line throughout the whole course of like building, like understanding how things work and building from there. Like he really starts at the ground floor. And I think he talked about like binary and representations of numbers and all kinds of stuff that really just like allows you to learn from bare metal upwards. And I remember I started with Python. Not that it's bad, because I think it probably really helped me like stay interested, because it's like, oh, this is kind of like English. I can do this. But then, a little further down the line, I was like, what does really happen underneath the hood? And it wasn't until I got into like more advanced classes that I really sort of understood that. CS50 is well, yeah, the production is absurd. It's like a movie. It's like, his cameras have cameras. It's like absurd. It's unreal. But yeah, it's so good. I really recommend, like, anyone should watch that. It's just so interesting. And it was really cool to see the way he taught. And he's such a good teacher. It's pretty amazing. I feel like when you think about people who have, I imagine that there are probably tons of people who look back to his course and think so much of like how helpful he was in getting them started on their journey of engineering or software or coding or whatever. And you know, he's probably talked about so often. He seems like such a cool guy and so knowledgeable and like such a good person to explain things, you know. Coding can be very hard and complicated, and I feel like he does such a good job of just like making it fun, interesting, and understandable. Sanatin, you're a fan of him? Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. I haven't done much of like C++ really. I've used C before, but it's been a long time. Good to see you here, Kevin. It's been so long. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. I really do. It means a lot to me. I know there's not like tons and tons of people in here, but that's okay. I really appreciate you guys hanging out and saying hi. There are professors and there are teachers, if you know what I mean. Yeah, for sure. There's people who like you just have, and they teach you the thing and they do the curriculum and you like get a grade. Then there's other people where you're like, wow, like this is, you know, it changes people's lives, I think, really. Like it's like a really short story. I had a friend who went to college a year before me. Him and I were both obsessed with video games in college. He learned one language when he first started coding in college, and that was C. And he quit after a semester. I went to college the next year and I learned Python, and now I'm a software engineer. So I'm not saying there's like a perfect way to start or there's a perfect roadmap or you have to start a certain way, but there's easier ways to get started than others. And I think C is kind of a brutal wake-up call. But again, if it's taught the right way, if you have a good teacher and they introduce it the right way and they build it in an order that makes sense, it's okay. I don't know if he had that teacher or maybe he just hated it, but either way, he learned C first and I learned Python and I'm still coding and he's not. Okay, friends, I think I have to end it here because I do need to go to the gym. But I mean it. I really appreciate all of you guys hanging out and saying hi, chatting, lurking, just hanging out. I really would like to do this more and just kind of keep hanging out with you guys and keep building and learning stuff because this is fun. And I also think it shows the reality. Like I spent probably an hour at least trying to get this configured, and literally this is what we have. This is what we had to show for. We basically ran the default application that Laravel gives us, and now we are stuck on trying to set up a database. And that's okay, because that is how it goes sometimes. But you know, that's the reality of the situation. And I kind of like that people get to see that. Some people might move faster than me. Some people might move slower, but it's okay. It's fine. We're here to learn and have fun. C almost made me change majors. Glad I stuck it out. Same. When I first started learning C, I also was almost failing. I had C's in two of my classes, discrete math and computer systems organizations, or no, data structures and discrete math. And I made a video about that and I stuck it out and I'm glad we both did. As a novice, I appreciate your channel. Thanks, Lafta. I really appreciate that. I really mean it. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out. Stream tomorrow? I hope so. I really am going to do my best to just go live and like not put pressure on myself. Just go live, hang out with you guys, try and build some stuff, trying to learn some things. And that's all that matters. Have fun. I'm going to do my best in 2024 to not put pressure on myself to make stuff. I want to make content that's fun and sustainable. And this is fun and sustainable so far. Stream tomorrow? Yeah, I hope so. Watching the stream makes me want to restart coding from today. Go for it. It's so fun, you know? And again, like, look at me. I'm fumbling all around. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm running into tons of errors and having to Google stuff and figure it out in front of everyone. And that's fine. It happens. Don't even get me started on discrete math. Like I will wake up in a cold sweat today from like combinatorics and Chinese remainder theorem and like, all these different things. All right, see you, man. Have a good gym session. Switching to this account. All right, cool. Type tape. Nice. All right, friends. Thank you so much for hanging out again. I really, really do appreciate you guys coming and spending time with me. It means the world to me. This is super fun, and I hope to talk to you guys all on a stream again very soon. So thank you all for stopping by, hanging out, chatting, lurking.